Once again, most welcome to Mobile Monday, the last of 2008. Today we'll be focusing on traffic and mobility. I would like to first now welcome our first speaker, Christopher.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Christopher. I'm here on behalf of Online City. It's a mobile service provider based in Odense. I'm here to talk about the Fynbus SMS ticket. The SMS ticket allows Fynbus passengers to buy their bus tickets using SMS, and it's a pilot project which has been running since late January this year. How many of you are aware that the terms of your mobile subscriptions has recently or are about to be updated? That's about less than half of you. But it's actually a quite significant change that is about to happen. And what it means is that the mobile phone now becomes a mature payment device. So what I get now is a pretty long message which basically says that I'm about to buy a ticket between Odense and Nyborg, and it's for 6 zones costing me 45 Danish kroner. And if I want to proceed with my ticket purchase, I should reply with yes. Most usually you would buy these tickets as you walk to your bus stop or walk to the station.
Claus Lorentzen from UC. I would like to ask you, what have been the usability factors which were the most difficult for the consumers to go into and use this ticket? What would you try to improve?
If people are bad spellers, for instance, and spell the name of a city wrong, we will try to match that input to our database, and then they just have to reply yes if that's what they actually meant.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Christopher. It was very interesting to see this concrete example of it. Well, then I would like to welcome Kasper Dam Mikkelsen from NIRAS, who will enlighten us on a new vision within mobility, traffic and transportation.
What I'm going to talk about today is more a broad vision of how the transportation sector could be improved by an ITS system. Now we call this project the Easy Rider, basically signalizing that we need a more easy form for travelers to pay for transportation and to change between transportation forms. So basically, for a spontaneous trip, as a user, I would search for transport. Here's an option to go for both public and private transportation, or you could maybe choose just to search in the public or on private options. I'm choosing here to go for both. Now you have to imagine then that it's searching on all the drivers that are out here on the streets who have put out their travels on their GPS and put it into the system.
I would be very interested in you talking to Online City and make an SMS payable solution. So, you know, I could just pay with the SMS or you could pay me when I take you to Lyngby. So, but let's see, there's a first question over here.
Don't you see it as a barrier for people to accept the fact they're going to get picked up by foreign people in foreign cars?
Safety in the system. This is definitely an issue that has to be taken very seriously. You could actually put in criteria like I would only, if you were a woman only drive with other women, non-smokers, AC/DC listeners, so on.
Any other comments?
Yeah, I think your idea is very interesting. In the United States, we've used carpooling for over 30 years without the web, and it works fine.
Well, thank you very much, Kasper, and please talk to Kasper afterwards if you have your business card or you want to cooperate to make this come through. Thank you. Then I'd like to welcome our last speaker, Jesper Lerbæk from TDC, who will present a very interesting project that TDC, the Copenhagen Kommune, and MIT is doing together.
Yes, my name is Jesper Lerbæk. I'm product manager at TDC Mobile Division, and I'm here on the behalf of the project Real-Time Copenhagen. The object is to use real-time technology to strategic city planning and to make viably traffic planning in broad sense. And the event, Kulturnat 2008, that was the first event in this project. We have the people moving around, and according to the position of the radio masts in our radio net, we get connection to the mobile owner. Every person over the year of 8, I guess, owns a mobile phone. So mobile phones is very representative for the people moving around in the city. And the wireless communication gives us some possibilities to make some patterns.
Now you've had this event at the Kulturnat. What is the next activities that are going to happen? Will you continue the cooperation with MIT? Will you launch it the next Kulturnat or for New Year's Eve, or what are your plans?
On the drawing board is the climate meeting in October 2009, I guess.
Could you see yourself as a possible partner for the NIRAS project that Kasper was just presenting?
Yes, very much. I could. No doubt about that. We are moving into an area, and we are very keen to make products in this area.
I think this area is also a very interesting example of that you cannot sit down by a desk and design the business models. You know, you need to make the pilot projects because it involves technology, it involves our attitude and our behavior as people, and it involves also, you know, third parties. So yes, that's also a reason why we're having these Mobile Mondays. It's in order to show the pilot projects when they're there, to make it quite clear what can actually happen today. How far are we advanced with the technologies, and how far are the different partners actually interested in cooperating? Okay, well, thank you very much, Jesper. It was very interesting.